And welcome back to the Big Balla Show. We're back with another episode. Today we're going to be reacting to the ESPN Top 100 for the 2020-2021 NBA season. Got a little special co-host with me. Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? I'm JP.
It's my boy JP. We're going to be reacting to the list, see how we feel about each player and the position that ESPN put them in. So we're going to start at number 100. We're not going to make this take forever. We're going to try to do it quick. Starting at number 100, Joe Harris.
I mean, he's decent, but he's starting off the list, so...
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to base it off right now, so that's fine. Marcus Morris Sr. at 99 seems fine, I guess.
He's pretty solid, actually.
Otto Porter, 98. Again, like, that seems... Yeah. I feel like actually might be a little low.
Yeah.
So I think he's pretty good.
He's actually pretty decent, considering how bad the Bulls are.
But again, I mean, I don't know what to base it off of. Derek White at 97.
I hate Derek White.
I don't think
he's good at all.
But 97 might be fair.
Yeah, he was previously ranked 100.
Okay.
So he moved up a little.
Yeah, I see that. Marc Gasol, 96.
I think that's a little low.
Yeah, I mean, he's older, didn't have the best year, but that's fine. He's going to be a starting center on a caliber championship team. So.
Yeah.
But Marcus Aldridge at 95 is kind of bad.
I think he's a stud.
He's a stud.
I think he's really good.
I mean, again, it's a prediction, but still, I think he's still going to be like a star player.
I think it was 2 years ago. He had one of the best years in his career. So
yeah, 95 is low. I have him top like 70. Jared Allen 94 is fair.
Yeah, I could see that.
93 Rick Rubio is fair. I feel like he's always been that type of player, like 93.
Okay.
Mitchell Robinson at 92. I'll have him a little higher.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson's a stud.
I think he has the potential.
He's got to get his offensive game up though.
Seth Curry 91. I think that's actually high. Like compared to the rest of this list, Seth Curry's like I don't think he's that much better. Well, I think he's overrated.
He was unranked, but I feel like he got a ranking that he deserved. But I don't know if this high up on the list.
I have him like 100 or 99. It's not a big deal though. He's 91.
Yeah.
Pat Bev 90.
He sucks. I hate Pat Bev. He shouldn't have been ranked.
But he's an All NBA player.
That's just because he's a pest.
Joe Ingles 89. I think it's fair. Maybe a little low.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant.
I think he played so good in the playoffs. I feel like he deserves to be higher.
Who? Jeremy Grant?
He deserves to be higher on the list because he played really well in the playoffs.
No, yeah, Grant's good. I think with the Pistons, he's gonna have opportunity. I think that's a bit low.
Yeah, he's on the Pistons.
Yeah. Buddy Hield, 87. I think that's low. I think Buddy Hield's good.
He's really good.
Brooke Lopez, 86. But like Brooke Lopez over
he's so bad.
Over Buddy Hield, over Aldridge, I don't even have him over Jared Allen.
Like Giannis just creates for him.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
It's not like he's really that dynamic of a player.
Exactly. I got Gallinari at 85. Fair.
He's pretty solid, yeah.
I think, he's older. I could see how they see the decline. That's fair. John Collins, 84.
I think he's pretty good.
I think he's nice. Look, he struggles on defense, but he's undersized over center.
He was previously ranked 47th. That means he dropped like 40 spots. That's crazy. I don't think he deserved to drop that much.
DeJounte Murray at 83. I love DeJounte Murray.
Nice.
He's good. He's nice. He's going to be good.
But I mean, it's his second or third year, so
yeah, like he was tore his ACL, I think last year or 2 years ago. Yeah, that's fair for now. DeRozan at 82. That is blasphemous, bro. DeRozan is a stud. DeRozan is an absolute stud.
He's a lot better than I bet most of the guys that are going to be.
John Wall 81.
Look, I think John Wall is a stud.
I agree, but I don't hate this, and that's only because he's been out for 2 years.
Yeah,
that's
I could see John Wall coming back and
fully healthy. He's a top 40 player, fully healthy, top 30, top 40.
I think if he plays fully healthy, and depending on if Harden leaves, I could see John Wall being like a top 20 player.
Yeah. That's too much of a variable. That's why 81 might still be low, but I can see why they put him low. Josh Richardson, 80. I thought he'd be better than he is.
Yeah.
That's fair. Dennis Schroeder, 79. That's fair. He came off six-man.
Yeah, I think. He started and he played pretty well in those 2 games that he started.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon.
He was hurt a little last year, right?
Yeah, but is he better than DeRozan?
No.
Is he better than Schroeder?
He can't really shoot. He's just kind of like a big dunker guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If he was never in the dunk contest, we would never, people would not talk about him.
He's like a solid,
Bro, I saw KCP next on the list, bro. KCP over any of the guys that have already been stated is blasphemous. He stinks. KCP is fucking ass.
He's okay. He's actually pretty solid. He came up big in the finals.
Over DeRozan?
I wouldn't say over DeRozan.
Over John Collins?
I wouldn't say
over Gallinari?
I wouldn't say over most of those guys, but I feel like he does.
I'll put him over Brook Lopez.
To be ranked.
Pat Bev.
To be ranked.
Montrezl Harrell, 76. That's low. That's so low.
He just won the Sixth Man of the Year.
Just won Sixth Man. He's a stud. Hornets, like, there's a reason why he got offered an $80 million deal. Yeah. So low. Duncan at 75. As a Heat fan, I don't like this. Don't get me wrong, he's an incredible shooter. He can't do anything else. Yeah. He's terrible at defense. He doesn't move the ball well. I mean, again, he's a top one.
He moves off the ball. Really
he moves off the ball, yeah, but he doesn't bring a good flow to the offense.
Yeah.
No, compared to the rest of this list, like 75 is a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
Miles Turner, 74. I like Miles Turner. I feel like every year everyone's like, oh, this is the year he's gonna take that big jump, and it's kind of still waiting for that to happen. I think it's a bit low, but that's fair. Bojan Bogdanovic, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'd give that to him.
PJ Tucker.
I actually think he deserves to be a little higher.
Better?
Yeah.
Really?
I feel like his presence, like especially on the defensive side, is he's so well, and he's such a reliable bailout option.
He's like one of those guys that like the box score doesn't tell you the whole story. But again, he's I think turning 37.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a knock on PJ Tucker. I think he's a good player, but is he just over some of these guys? Like, is he over Trez?
Also, like more of a we got to see how he performs because this is the prediction.
Exactly. So. Mike Conley at 71. I know you hate this.
Mike Conley is a stud. I don't care what anybody says. He's getting older, but he was really good. And he still is very good.
He struggled to start this year. Then he got hurt, and he came back and was actually decent in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was ranked 24 last year.
I think 71's low, but I don't think it's like... I have him like 55, so I don't think it's like that
I think
much
Conley's a stud.
Steven Adams, 70.
I think this is low.
That's a bit low. Strongest player in the league, good rebounder. I think he'll play good.
I'm not saying jump him up like 20 spots.
No, I know. Just like relatively 5-10 spots.
Yeah.
D'Lo at 69. That's pretty low.
I'll give it to the list just because he like bounced to 2 different teams this year.
I guess.
He didn't really get the chance to like prove himself in Golden State because Steph Curry came back.
Yeah, and then Minnesota.
And then
did he even play this last year?
No,
I don't think he did.
Bubbles
and if anything, he played maybe one game.
Yeah,
and maybe with Cat.
But Anthony Edwards? I don't know how he's gonna.
Yeah, but I think D'Lo's a top 50 player.
I think he's really good.
I think he's a stud. OG Anunoby. Look, that might sound outrageous that he's over D'Lo and Steven Adams and Trez and DeRozan. I don't think he is. But I think he's really underrated. I think he's a great defender. I haven't really
looked into this guy, but I've seen some of his highlights. He seems good.
He sees a lot of potential. He's gonna be in his prime. I think he'll be a very solid starter in the NBA. So I just don't see him above some of these guys, but I don't hate the 68 ranking. Eric Bledsoe, 67. I think that's fair. I think he's good.
Yeah, I'll give it to Bledsoe, and he's a really good defensive guy.
Maybe that's a bit high, but I think it's fair. Serge Ibaka, 66. I mean, I just don't think he's...
I think it's just the championship run that has everybody still believing in everybody on the
And I think he'll fit well with the Clippers. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, because Trez is gone now.
Yeah, I'd put him 80, but 66 is fine. Yeah. Blake Griffin at 65. I disagree with that.
I think people
forgot how good Blake Griffin is. Fully healthy.
He's averaging 23 and 10.
Exactly, and he can shoot now. He's going to be a centerpiece of that Pistons team. I think that's low. I have him the top 40 player. Kevin Love, 64. Honestly, I think that's fine.
I would agree with that. Yeah, he's really digressed since.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's 64 is fine. T.J. Warren at 63.
This is a joke. This is all about the bubble.
This is just that bubble hype. I don't base how players play off the bubble because the bubble is just such a new environment.
I think great for him. He scored. He was averaging 31 a game, but that was 5 games.
Yeah, I think he was just on a hot run. I'd have him maybe 80 on the list.
Yeah, they got trashed in the playoffs too.
Yeah, I'll have him 80 to 90 on the list. Yeah. I still think he's a good player though. Bogdanovic, again, he's just okay. 62, I think is fair.
He's a sniper.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I think it's fair. I think it's a little high though.
Yeah, a little bit. Davis Bertans at 61.
This guy sucks.
he's a sniper. He could shoot.
This guy stinks. I
But
don't care what
I
anybody
just
says.
don't know. Like, there's only so much shooting he can do for you. And I just don't see him, honestly, I don't see him above the majority of this list.
He just signed a 5-year, $80 million contract.
It's absurd. Like, he's a good player, but I would never pay him anything close to that. Robert Covington at 60. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I
wouldn't say like I disagree with it or hate it.
It's high.
I mean,
it's
he
high.
could bounce like up 5 or down 5, and I'd be.
And there's
fine
a reason.
with that.
There's a reason he gets traded every year because every team wants a guy like Robert Covington. I think it's high, but I think it's not too bad. Tyler Hero 59. I think it's fair because it's a prediction.
I think it's fair, but I think he's going to be better than everybody thinks he's going to be.
Really, I actually think he's gonna be a bit worse than everyone thinks. I still think he's a top 60. I still think it'll be
Like
a top
I could
60
see
player,
him. I could see people trashing his performance at the beginning of the year and then him turning it around at the end.
Yeah, it's kind of like that underdog mentality. Goran Dragic 58. I think that's fair.
I think it's fair. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I'd maybe put him even a little
Yeah.
higher. Tobias Harris at 57. He's been the biggest disappointment. I thought he was going to be so good when he signed that big-ass contract with the Sixers. I thought he was going to be a star, and he's garbage.
Because he was the one taking all the shots in Orlando when he was there.
Yeah, and in LA. Oh, God, it's such a disappointment. Again, like I'll have him top 75, but like 57 I think is high.
Yeah.
But that's just disappointing. Zach LaVine 56.
This is a joke.
Oh, we're
Zach
gonna disagree
LaVine
on
has
this.
gotten so much better from last year.
Has he though?
He has. He's turned into a versatile scorer.
The thing is about Zach LaVine.
His defense though needs work.
The thing is, okay, this is my thing with Zach LaVine. He's a good player, right? I get it. Since he's entered the league, his defense has not improved. We're still waiting for his defense to improve. If he improves his defense, he's a solid player. Very good player.
But I think now, like,
I feel
now
like
that he's on the Bulls and they're building help around him, he no longer needs to be like that guy, and he can focus on other things rather than that scoring mentality.
I think what we're seeing of Zach LaVine last year is his peak. I think he peaked in his talent. Now I think he's gonna stay like this for a few years. Don't get me wrong.
I wouldn't say he's gonna get like that much better, but I think he can be a consistent like 2 or 3 in a row all-star.
I kind of see him as like a CJ McCollum. I don't think he'll ever make an all-star team, but I think everyone's gonna like know him as like a very good player. So yeah, I mean I still think 56 is actually still a bit low, but I just don't think he's like incredible. Christian Wood at 55. I love this. He's a stud.
I think he's good. He didn't get the chance to shine at the beginning of the year, and then
at the end he started
yeah,
balling.
So I'm wondering if they're probably gonna give him a full-time role.
Yeah, he's one of those guys I think he's either going to be really good or just a disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, Lonzo Ball at 54. This is the most disrespectful thing I think I've ever seen in my life. He's definitely a top 20 player. I'm not even going to
I don't know about top 20.
No, I'm playing. But 54, look.
I think this is really low. I think this is like really terrible to put him there.
Think he should be like lower?
I think he should be higher. Okay. I think he should be in the top 35.
Like, okay, this is my thing on Lonzo. Look, everyone, I mean, we're the Big Balla Show for a reason. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. But if you know, you know. All right, Lonzo Ball, I think he's an incredible player. I do. I really do. Just every year, it's like this year is his year, and I just don't know if he's gonna get that much better than he is now. The thing about Lonzo Ball is we see moments like, I think it was like the previous like 10 games before the bubble, he averaged like 24, 10, and 8 on like 50, 40, 70, right? He can be like that. I just don't know if he can consistently be like that. Like, I think a prime Lonzo Ball is 17 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds on 45% from the field, 39% from 3, and 70% from the free throw line. That's a good player. That's a really good player. But again, is that over guys like Zach LaVine?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as good as Lonzo is much better than him at defense stuff, I just don't think it's that much, you know. I have him top 60, you know. Again, I think he's a top 50 player next year. I just don't see him over certain guys. You feel me? But let's move on. Yusuf Nurkic, 53. I mean,
he was really good before he got hurt, so it's kind of just we have to see how he's going to play now.
It's going back like what I was saying earlier. It's like, I'll take Lonzo over him. I'll take Christian Wood over him. I'll take Zach LaVine over him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a good player, but it's just like, is he really better than these guys? DeAndre Ayton, I think it's fair. I think he's going to be good next year.
I think he's going to be
CP3 there is definitely going to help him. Michael Porter Jr. is a star.
This is my guy.
This is your turn to speak. This is your turn.
I love Michael Porter Jr. He got trashed on after he got hurt at Missouri, and everybody thought that he was going to be a bust and like an injury-prone guy who's like just too skinny and not strong enough. He came out, he showed out in the bubble when he got his opportunity, and I think he's going to come back next year, and I think he's going to be even better than what this is putting him at.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be a top 50 player next year. He's a stud. He's a stud. I've been saying it since high school. I think he's going to be so good. Domantas Sabonis, he was an all-star last year. I think he's a good player. I think that's fair, honestly, 50.
Yeah, I think he's actually a lot better than people think he is. Like, I'm not saying move him on the list, but I'm thinking a lot of people don't give him the credit that he actually deserves.
Like, they have Spencer Dinwiddie next above him. I don't think Spencer Dinwiddie's better than him, especially with Kyrie coming. Karis LeVert, I think, is better than Dinwiddie.
Like, this ranking would have been good when that Nets team, when it was just D'Angelo Russell.
That's a fair trade. Like, now he's not going to get his opportunity. Just even at his best, we've seen him. He's like a above average player. He's nothing crazy. You know, I think that's high for him. I put him like 65th. Like, honestly, is he better than anyone from the 50 to 60 spot?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't think so. Kemba at 48.
I don't know. I did not think Kemba performed to the standard that everybody thought he was going to last year.
And again, it's not a knock on Kemba. It's just his team has so much talent.
Yeah, and Tatum's the guy there now.
You got to remember, they're trying to play through Tatum and Brown. If they wanted to, they could play through Kemba. He could average 25.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're not looking to do that.
And again,
Kemba's not
it's not like I think Kemba's a bad player. It's just they're not going to play through him. That's it. Yeah. I think 48 is actually fair. People think that's low. I think it's fair. Victor Oladipo, 47.
I think this is a little high.
Yeah.
Considering like
the injury,
before the injury,
and when he came back, he wasn't that good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You know, it sucks because when he was at All-Star, Victor Oladipo, he was a star.
Yeah,
he was really good. I just don't, Karis LeVert at 46.
This again, is like I'd make the same argument.
Dinwiddie. Yeah, it's like I kind of put him and Dinwiddie on the same level. I think LeVert's a little better.
Yeah, I agree.
But more consistent. But again, is he really better than like any of these guys previous? I don't think so, especially with Kyrie there now.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward 45. I love that.
I think
he's gonna have a break.
I think he's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna have all the opportunity in the world.
I mean, now who else is on that Charlotte team other than like LaMelo?
They got Malik Monk, who's like They got a bunch of guys. Like that's why he's gonna be the star.
Like they got guys like LaMelo's a pass first guy. He'll take
exactly.
However many shots, but
shots
so
a game.
Malik Monk, and I think Gordon Hayward's.
Yeah, I think Hayward's gonna have a good year. Look, I've always loved Draymond, but 44. Last year he played garbage.
Terrible last year.
And again, I think he's better when you add good pieces around him. So I think he's going to be better than he was last year. But like, again, as I keep saying,
I feel like he plays to the energy that his team is creating.
Exactly.
And like with that Warriors team when they won the championship with Steph Curry winning back-to-back MVPs and Klay and those guys.
If Klay Thompson was healthy, I think 44 is fine. But again, I think Draymond Green gets his ranking based on how good the Warriors do. I think the Warriors will be a 5 seed in the playoffs. People have them higher. I think 5.
I can see that. It's all based
so
on Wiseman.
Yeah, exactly. Wiseman. Yeah. It's like I think Draymond's a top 60 player, but again, I keep saying this, but I just don't see him above a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson 43 is fair. I think he's good.
I like him.
Vucevic 42. I think that's low. I think that's low. I think he's a stud. He's carried the Magic to the playoffs the last 2 years.
He's a good
player. Porzingis 41. If he comes healthy, that's fair.
I'd say he can.
I think he can
perform
even be better.
A lot better than this.
Look, Fred VanVleet at 40.
This is a joke.
I get it. He was great in the finals. He's a good player, but he's not that. He's a bad defender because he's so small. He really has no playmaking ability. He's not that fast. He's not that athletic. Like
you just put him over Vucevic and Porzingis
Yeah.
Like Vucevic is a guy who's carrying his team to the playoffs, and Porzingis was someone who was looked to save the Knicks and now is performing so well in Dallas.
Exactly. And VanVleet's a bench player. So he's a 6 man. I just don't see it. I think that's way too. I have him I even have him on the same level as like Eric Bledsoe type shit.
Yeah.
Because Eric Bledsoe, I think he does more overall. You know what I mean? So I don't like that at all. Malcolm Brogdon, 39. I think that's fair. 2 years ago, he was 50, 40, 90
Yeah,
club.
I've never been a fan of him, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's a star. I think that's actually a bit high now I think about it, but I think he's a top 50 player.
Yeah, I'll give him the top 50.
Shai Gilgeous, he's a star.
He's a stud.
He's a stud.
He's going to be really good.
With CP3 gone, he's going to be really good. Marcus Smart, 37. People hate on him. Look, he's one of the top 3 best guard defenders.
Yeah, and he's really improved
very good
his
shooter.
shooting, yeah.
I think everyone would love to have a guy like him on his team.
Yeah.
Again, he's not better. I just don't see how someone like Marcus Smart, who's a backup point guard, is better than someone like Vucevic, who's carrying their team to the playoffs. That's what I just don't understand. I have Marcus Smart a top 60 player. He's 37. I think he's way too high. Russell Westbrook at 36.
I hate Russell Westbrook. I think
hate
he's
him.
terrible. He's terrible. And obviously, I don't mean he's actually bad at basketball. But I mean, like, some of these guys, like Marcus Smart, like, I wouldn't say that he's, like, talent-wise better than Russell Westbrook, but what he brings to the team is much better than what you'll get out of Westbrook. Yeah, you'll get the occasional 50-point game or a 30-point triple-double or, like, 20-20-20. But, like, that's one game, and then he's also turning the ball over 10 times a game.
Look, everyone that knows me knows I'm not a fan of Russell Westbrook at all. Russell Westbrook. But that's a bit disrespectful. Russell Westbrook, at the end of the day, no matter how much hate he gets, because I'm one of his haters, at the end of the day, he still averages 25 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. At the end of the day, you need to be talented to do that.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
If he, I think they're also basing off his situation with the Wizards. I just don't know. Because Russell Westbrook needs good players around him for him to
because
succeed.
look at what happened with Houston. Like, that imploded. Russell Westbrook and Harden didn't have a good relationship.
Yeah, but then look at Westbrook on the Thunder. He had a good team around him. He was very good. His MVP year, he was the MVP. So I don't know how. I'll say that play out. Middleton, 35, I think is fair. He's back-to-back All-Star. Yeah. Very efficient, very good. Fair. Fox, 34.
I love De'Aaron Fox.
I do too. I just feel like the hype is just always around him, and he's always just like, eh. And part of it's because he plays for the Kings.
Yeah, I don't like all the hype. Like, I liked De'Aaron Fox when he came out of college, but I am not a fan of like all of the hype because I don't really see it. But I think he's going to be really good. But I think you need to take your hype and focus it somewhere else and just let him like go to work, and then everybody's going to be like, wow, this guy's good.
Yeah, but again, is he 8 spots higher than Vucevic? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Holiday, 33.
He's really good.
I like it. I think Jrue Holiday, he's coming off one of his worst seasons last year, but I think he's a very good player. There's a reason why the Bucks have a smart front office. There's a reason why they traded that much for him. They see it. Again, he doesn't fill up the box score, but I mean, KD said he's the best guard defender. Dame said he was the best guard defender. Yeah. He's a star. I think that's fair. I actually think it's a bit low because I'll have him next. I'll have him over Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a good player. Jaylen Brown 32 is fair, actually.
Yeah.
I'll still take Holiday and Fox over him.
Yeah, I think
I'll take Middleton too.
I feel like it's just
and
all
Shea.
About how these guys are performing.
Exactly.
Considering that Boston's such a loaded team and like New Orleans doesn't really have anybody. Considering that Zion was out for most of the season.
John Moran 31. Fair.
Huge fan of Ja Moran.
I like Ja. I think that's a fair ranking.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry 30. I like it. I think he's underrated.
I don't know if I think he's underrated. I just don't think that. I feel like the credit that he's getting is just a little too much.
No, I get that. I definitely get that. But, realistically, he's been an all-star point guard on a team that's made the playoffs, I think, every year since he's gotten there. Won the championship. He was a crucial member of that team. 30, again, he's a bit older now. I just don't see how he's going to have a better season than someone like Ja.
Yeah.
I'll put Lowry at like 40. I do think he's a good player. Trae Young, 29. I don't hate it. Can't play defense. His team sucks. I don't hate it at all.
I just feel like if he goes on this like crazy run. Wait, who did they draft? Who did the Hawks
They
draft?
got Onyeka Okongwu.
Oh,
if I said that right, sorry.
Yeah. But I feel like if Trae like messes around and drops like 30 and 7,
that's what I was thinking. Like
they're gonna put him so much higher.
They don't need him to be a good defender. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's not. This team doesn't need him to because his team now is gonna have good defense. Brandon Ingram 28.
He's going to show out next year.
I love Brandon Ingram.
He's going to show out.
I think he's a perfect team around him. Zion opening it up the middle of the floor because he's going to be down the post. Lonzo giving him whatever type of pass he wants wherever he wants it. Eric Bledsoe, spreading the floor. I think it's going to be. I think he's going to be a star. CJ McCollum 27. I don't understand it.
I think it's a little high.
I think that's very high. I don't have him over Ingram, Young, Lowry, Moran, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Fox, Middleton, or Westbrook.
I think he's nice, but
you're telling me CJ McCollum?
I don't think he's that good.
10 spots better than Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I don't know.
If CJ McCollum was trying to carry his own team, they would be the worst team in the NBA. Rudy Gobert 26.
I don't think he deserves to be at 26, but I don't think he deserves to be put any lower than 35.
Yeah, I agree with that. At the end of the day, he's
best defensive player.
Best defense player in the league. It's just his offense.
His offense is too bad.
Yeah, that's why I think it's cool that they have him around Trae Young because Trae Young's one of the best offensive players, but he was actually ranked the worst defending point guard last year. So I think it's good how they put him near each other. Kyrie 25. He's Kyrie.
Yeah.
He's been hurt. He
was hurt too.
He hasn't really done much since he left with LeBron, so I think that's fair. Siakam, 24. He was garbage in the playoffs last year. Yeah. We've seen that he cannot be the number one option on the team.
So there have definitely been times where he's taken over a game. But I feel if you're here, Pascal, go out and score 25 and 10 for us.
Every night, you can't do it, yeah. Who's next? Cat at 23.
I think he does not get enough credit.
I think he's a star. I think he's gonna have a revenge season because
of
all the shit he went through this offseason. 7 family members dead.
Yeah, but it's him, D'Angelo Russell, and Anthony Edwards. So
I think he's gonna be good. I've always been.
I could honestly see Karl Anthony Towns averaging a five assists.
Yeah, he's in his
assists.
6th year.
Yeah, this guy's
what? I feel like he just got drafted.
20. Yeah.
Bradley Beal 22. I think he proved last year he's a top 30 player.
I'm not a fan of Bradley Beal. I feel like he deserved to be here, but there's something that I'm not sold about Bradley Beal.
I think it's kind of the same feeling I have about him. It's the fact that
Wall's injured. You can shoot as much as you want.
At the end of the day, you're in the East and your team couldn't even get the 9 seed.
Let's see how you do with Westbrook here.
Yeah,
now.
this is his prove it year. I think. Jamal Murray 21. Don't at me. I think that's low. I think he's going to be a star. I think he's going to be a star. I love Jamal Murray. He proved in the playoffs he's going to be a top 5 point guard. That's no question. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Who's next? Paul George 20. I'm
taking Jamal Murray over Paul George every single day of the week.
Paul George is a great player. Is he 20? No, but I think he's the furthest down you could put him is 28.
Yes, I agree. But Jamal Murray, I'm taking him.
He gets too much hate. Let's admit it. It's just fun to hate on him.
He hit the side of the backboard in the middle of a game, bro.
Bro, he gets too much hate. I get it. It's fun.
Bro, NBA players hit the side of the backboard.
I get it. Pandemic P, piss off P. I get it. But it's just, I think he gets too much hate. Zion at 19. I think I watched every Pelicans game that I could last year. And he only played in 19 of them, but I just don't see him at 19. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be great. He still averaged 22 a game last year. But you have him over guys like Cat, like Kyrie.
He's definitely going to be around. I think he's going to be in the same category, if not higher. This year, he can score whenever he wants. He's stronger than everybody. He can jump higher than everybody.
He just needs a shot.
If he can improve his shooting percentage and take smarter shots
and more shots. I think he took 6 threes last year.
Yeah,
4 of them were in the first game.
Yeah, but he made all 4 of them.
That's true. Again, I just think it's the same with Bi. I think he's just in a great situation. I don't like they hired Sam Van Gundy, but again, they have a good team. They have Ball, Bledsoe, Steven Adams. I think they
gotta see what they got to do.
Yeah. Donovan Mitchell, 18. That's fair.
I love Donovan Mitchell.
I think that's fair.
He's a bucket.
He's been carrying the Jazz since he's been with them. Devin Booker, 17.
He's gonna be in the top 10 next year.
I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I think he's overrated.
Really?
I think this is his absolute last chance to prove himself. If the Phoenix Suns do not make the playoffs next year, Devin Booker is trash. Okay? He's been in this league for fucking I don't even know how long. I think it's only been 5 years, but every year everyone's he should have been an all-star, and every year I'm his team hasn't even come close to the playoffs yet. And it's like his defense is that bad.
Yeah.
This year's prove year. He has a great center. He has a great point guard. This is it. So we'll see. Ben Simmons, 16.
I wouldn't take Ben Simmons over D-Book, though.
I wouldn't either. Hey, Ben Simmons is a great defender.
I don't know what the deal with Ben Simmons is. I don't know what it's going on.
He needs to shoot the ball. You cannot have a defense leave you wide open from the entire.
I'm telling you, if Ben Simmons had even if it was like a
30% from three, terrible. That's terrible.
They would have won the championship when it was him, Joel Embiid, and Jimmy Butler.
Literally, if he was just a threat from three, like if he was just
like if he could come down wide open and hit 3 in a row, they would have won the championship.
Literally,
it opens up the floor so much more than people actually.
Not even
realize.
3 in a row. If he could hit it 1 every 3, like if he could just shoot the damn ball. Chris Paul 15. I think that's a bit high actually.
He'll be out of the top 25 next year.
Yeah, I still think he'll be top 35 though.
I think he's good still.
I think he's gonna let
he's
gonna let Devin Booker take over.
Yeah.
Embiid 14 is fair. Best player on a good team.
Yeah.
Bam at 13. Again,
I don't know if I'd put him at 13, but
is he better than Embiid?
He's gonna be there. He's gonna get there.
I think people just have that recency bias. Look, he went to the finals. He was the second best player on that team. I still think 13's high. I'd put him like 25, but I'm cool with it. Butler 12, I think, is a joke. He just proved this year he carried the fuck out of his team.
I think that there's going to be someone in the top 10 that I would take Jimmy Butler over. He's
Definitely
one of my favorite players.
Butler, look, people won't admit it because he doesn't fill up the box score, but he's an incredible player, and he proved that you don't need good stats to. He only cares about winning. You know, think about it. When the Heat needed him, what did he put up? 40-point triple-double?
Yeah.
Like, he
40,
can
13, and
he
11.
can do that if he wants.
And he's a defensive stud. He's a menace.
Yes, and he just brings that winning culture. Everywhere he goes, he wins. I'm not saying he wins a chip because he hasn't, but they're a playoff team wherever he goes. Tatum 11, I like it.
I can say the same thing that I said for Jimmy Butler, that I can see myself taking somebody out of the top 10.
The thing is, people won't admit it because it's like the big names. I'm sorry, but the next guy is Jokic. I'll take Butler and Tatum over Jokic. I would. Because Butler,
I would too.
Like, Jokic can't carry a team by himself. And it's just because there's only so much an overweight center can do.
Yeah, I think if he slimmed down and, like, I don't know if you can say, like, get more athletic, but, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, be able to move.
Yeah.
He can't move.
If he got more agile, he'd be the best center in the NBA by a mile.
Harden 9. I think that's fine, honestly.
Sure, I'll give it to him.
Curry at 8's a joke. He's the best point guard in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's the best point guard in the NBA. And I love Damian Lillard, but Damian Lillard at 7 is not.
I think this is also because of the fact that Curry was out for most of the year. Golden State didn't make the playoffs, and they didn't get to go to the bubble.
Yeah, again, it's recency bias, but honestly, I wouldn't move Curry that much higher.
Yeah. I'd say that maybe like a swap.
Yeah, a swap I think is fair. KD at 6.
This is one of those things where I'd take Durant and like kind of like put parentheses around him because he was hurt, move him off to the side, and like that's where I would put like a Jimmy Butler, or I'd move everybody up and put Jimmy Butler at 10.
Yeah.
I just
like right now in the top 10, I'll have Butler like 9 or 10. Like I'm not saying
you can't be throwing guys in here like Curry and Durant, although they're studs and they're gonna be in the top 10 anyway. But right now, off of what we've seen last year, Jimmy Butler deserves to be there.
Yeah, Kawhi at 5. I like it.
I like it.
It's not. Kawhi. I mean, again, if you were to debate it, it's like 1 or 2 spots, so it's not a big deal. Luka at 4. How do you feel about that?
I think Luka should be in the top 3.
Wow. I don't have him in my top 10.
You don't have him in your top 10?
Fight me. I don't care what anyone says. He's not a top 10 player in the NBA. He's not a top 10 player in the NBA. Stop smiling at me.
This dude will give you buckets every night.
His fat ass won't play defense. He can't shoot the 3 ball. I don't care what anyone says. He shoots a 3 32% from the field. He's a worse shooter than Lonzo Ball. He cannot shoot a 3. He can't play defense. He can't hit clutch shots. These are facts.
What are you talking about?
Look at his
bro?
clutch statistics. He can't hit clutch shots.
Bro, with Porzingis, like, I don't even know if he played in that series against the...
Okay, alright, let me ask you. You'll take Doncic over Kawhi Leonard.
It depends on the scenario.
You'll take Doncic over KD.
KD was hurt.
A 70% healthy KD.
I'm taking Doncic.
You're on crack. I'm
taking Doncic over 70% KD.
I'm going to take KD at 30%. KD at 30% is still top 50 player. KD is 70%? Ooh. Doncic at 3? Look, my argument for him, the only place I have him sitting is him competing with Jason Tatum for that 10th spot.
Oh my God, bro.
I will say it, and y'all are going to remember what I said. Quote me on that. At Freezing Cold Takes. At Freezing Cold Takes.
Freezing Cold Takes. Bro, this dude, Luka Doncic, is going to average about 30 points, like 8 rebounds and 8 assists this year. Just watch.
And watch, the team's going to be the 8th seed. It's only so much stats get you. Number 3, Giannis.
Giannis, I hate Giannis.
Really?
He's not the MVP. He can't win. He's not a winner.
Okay, let's slow down a second.
Giannis is not a winner.
But then why is Luka better than him? Giannis puts up just as good stats. Giannis is a better defender, clearly.
Luka has a better team. I mean, Giannis has a better team.
Is it that much, though? He got Chris Middleton. Luka got Porzingis.
He had Chris Middleton, Bledsoe. Who was a start? Seth Curry was your guy. He was starting on that team, you know?
Okay, the teams aren't like that big of a difference.
And considering that Porzingis was also out, I'd say for this past year, I'm taking Luka Doncic.
I'm taking Giannis. Back-to-back MVP, well-deserved.
Should have been
Depoy. Should have been Depoy.
Should have won the MVP.
No.
Last year. He's 30. We'll get to that.
I think Giannis at 3 is fair. If anything, I'll have him like 5 because I like KD over him, and I don't hate, and I can see Kawhi over him. That's why I think 3 might be a bit high. AD at 2.
If anything, I'm switching that up and I'm moving AD down to 4 and I'm moving Giannis and Luka up a spot.
Luka over AD?
Yo,
no, he's white.
Yo, so what? This dude's been playing with the pros since he was like 12 and he's putting up 30 a game.
Over AD? I just said Giannis should have been Depoy, so I can't say that. But AD was Depoy, right? He won Depoy? Or no, Giannis
did win Depoy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so Giannis was MVP and Depoy, so he definitely is a top 3 player. AD was clearly the second best defender in the league last year. Should have been, he was like top 6 in the MVP race.
I just feel like without LeBron, that Lakers team wouldn't get to the second round.
But they do have LeBron.
Yeah.
I think it helps. And look, Anthony Davis, he's a garbage team. He still made it to the second round twice.
Yeah.
So but still, second?
Yeah.
Second? I don't think he's better than Giannis. I don't think he's better than Kawhi. I don't think he's better than KD. But
you're sleeping on Luka, bro.
No,
you're gonna see this year.
I'm not hating on him.
Everybody buckets this year.
It sounds outrageous. Luka's the 10th or 11th best player in the NBA. That is a very good compliment.
Watch Luka go on like a 16-game stretch where he's averaging like.
Scratch it. I'll take Luka over Harden too. So I'll take Luka over Harden. So yeah, 9-10. I think that's fair. LeBron at 1.
LeBron is the GOAT. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, look, honestly, I don't think LeBron's going to be 1 next year, but I feel like I've been saying that every year for the last 5 years, so yeah. I'm just going to say that's a fair ranking.
I just think for the fact that LeBron is, 35?
36.
Or no, he's 37
Turning 37,
now. Yeah. I think he's turning 37?
I think so, yeah.
For somebody who's turning 37, who's averaging 27, 8 and 8.
Just won the finals
just
MVP.
Won the finals and finals MVP.
Could have been MVP.
Should have been the MVP.
Could have been MVP.
He should have been the MVP. When Giannis is burnt out in 2 years, I'm going to come back on this podcast or we'll just restart it up if it's not happening anymore. Just to say that Giannis burnt up and I fucking called it. Right. LeBron won the finals MVP as he should have. I don't care what anybody says about Anthony Davis should have won it because LeBron beat him in every category that he could have beat him in. And LeBron is the GOAT. He's going to be the best player in the league this year.
I don't completely disagree with you. My only argument is every year I keep saying he's not going to be the best player, and every year he proves me wrong. So that's why I'm just going to say this is fair, so I'm not wrong again. What do you think was the most outrageous thing about this? It's what player in what spot? If you don't remember the exact location, I can tell you.
Let's see.
What do you think? What player at their specific spot really? Damn, that's way too high. Or damn, that's way too low.
It's definitely got to be in the. Honestly, I'm gonna go. I don't know. These are all so tough.
There's so many bad ones.
I know.
I have mine.
What's yours?
LaMarcus Aldridge at 95.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's 100% a top, 50 player in the NBA. I'm going down to the 50s right now. It's he's better than Karis LeVert. He's better than Draymond. Better than Dinwiddie. I think I don't care. He's better than Van Fleet. I think he's better than Brogdon. I think that's outrageous. And look, even if you want to say he's not better than these guys, at the end of the day, it's still close. So the fact that it's close and they're separated by almost 50 spots, that's crazy.
Honestly, I'm going to go personally. I think the most outrageous one on this list is DeMar DeRozan at 82.
Yeah.
But I think one that I think is outrageous and is going to be proved wrong is John Wall at 81.
That's
what I'm going to go with.
For me, I think the most overrated spot on this, because we both said a bunch of underrated spots. So the most overrated, I'm 100% going to go... Ooh, I'm deciding between two. You go first if you can. I don't know. This is close.
I'm gonna.
You know what?
I'm gonna go with Bam.
I don't hate that. I wasn't thinking about that.
I think Bam at 13 over Embiid, over Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, Jamal Murray.
I actually kind of agree.
Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know how I feel about that.
Look. Okay. For my answer,
bro, if you say Luka Doncic, bro, I'm gonna be
tight. It's not because I think he's a bad player, and it's not. And I say the most overrated spot on this list. The spot I have him at is only a few spots lower.
Okay.
But I just think it's outrageous that Luka Doncic is over Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Steph Curry. I think it's outrageous.
Luka Doncic is giving everybody buckets.
All right, we'll see. Bet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let me look at this.
And I retract my statement saying he was white. That just came out.
Let me look at this list again.
Not saying that was wrong, but just saying.
He's better than James Harden.
Questionably.
Right now.
Questionably.
He's better than Seth Curry.
I have him.
Right now, the season hasn't started.
No, Curry's the best point guard of all time.
The season hasn't started, bro. As of the end of last year, Luka played better than Steph Curry.
Yeah, Curry wasn't playing.
That's why. That's
why
they put him on number 4.
He's hurt.
That's why they put him number 4.
I disagree. All right, keep going.
Durant, he was hurt.
I'll give you that.
So right now,
but KD will be better than Luka Doncic.
Okay, I agree. Right now, he's not.
Yes, he is.
And also, KD's coming off of 50
I will take
re-irritated.
I will take a 60% healthy KD over Luka Doncic in his prime any day of the week. Fight me on that. What else? Let's hear it.
All right.
Let's hear it.
All right, hear me out.
If you say some dumb shit.
Bro. I'm not sold on Kawhi Leonard.
What are you even saying
sold
now?
On Kawhi, bro.
What are you even saying?
Okay, hear me out. Kawhi was spectacular during that run.
Was?
He was spectacular.
He still is spectacular.
I think he's a really good player. But the fact that they lost to that Nuggets team is a joke.
Who else lost to that Nuggets team?
The Jazz.
Okay,
the Jazz lost to the Nuggets team.
Who did the Clippers beat? Clippers beat the Mavericks. Kawhi was the best player on his team. I don't care what you say about, who's the better team. Kawhi was the best player on his team. Luke is the best player on his team. Kawhi gave him the smoke. Thank you.
What are you talking about?
Case closed.
Kawhi couldn't even guard Luka.
Case closed. What do you mean?
Luka was giving 30 to these bums, bro. He drove that series.
They bullied him.
He drove that series to 6 games.
Luka
was playing 45 minutes a game with Porzingis coming off of injury.
He got bullied.
If he even played in that series.
He got bullied by a dude named Marcus Morris, bro. He got bullied by Marcus Morris and Patrick Beverley.
What are you talking about? He had a 50-footer over Pat Bev for the win.
Who won the series?
What are you talking about?
Who won the series?
Did Kawhi win the series?
Yes.
No, his team won the series.
And what's the reason for that?
I'm looking up the stats.
Because of Kawhi Leonard. Thank you. Case closed. We're done with this shit. You do not have Luka Doncic over Kawhi Leonard.
Luka's top 3.
I'm ending this podcast, bro.
Bro,
thank y'all for tuning in.
Top 3,
Thank y'all for tuning in. We